So I'm in first gear. Second is smooth. Third is like very jerky. Fourth was fine. 5 was also very jerky. It literally shakes the whole car up. So the 10-speed transmission is acting up again, and I'm gonna have to go to the Ford dealership this week to resolve it. Hopefully it's just a software update that will fix it, but we never know. These 10-speed transmissions have been very quirky. Sometimes they have, occasional harsh shifting, or when you shift it from drive and reverse, it's gonna, do a clunk, which is not pleasant. In my instance, it's doing a harsh upshift. Before that, if you guys recall from the video that was 2 years ago, I had some downshift issues with these 10-speed transmissions, where if I was in 10th gear and I kind of floored it, dropped it to 6th gear or below, I would get a very harsh downshift, pretty much without fail. And I took it to the dealership. They were able to update the software, and I haven't had that problem since then. So I've been very content with that resolution. But unfortunately, nothing is perfect. So now the issue I'm having is if I'm in drive, or mostly if I'm in sport mode, the upshifting to 3rd and the 5th gear is very harsh. And that happens most of the time. There's very few times where it doesn't happen. I'm gonna go ahead and drive the car around and show you guys what I'm talking about, and maybe someone out there is also experiencing something, so this video might be helpful for you guys, but I also want to document it in case the dealer is not able to replicate that. I have some proof of it as well. So let's get started. We're gonna go out on the road and show you the 10-speed transmission issues with the upshifting that I've been experiencing, mainly for the 3rd and 5th gear. Let's go. I'm going to drive the car around for a little bit because, as you can see, it's not warmed up yet. The engine temperature and also the transmission temperature over here. So I'll make sure the car is warmed up a little bit, at least the engine is, and then we're going to get on it and kind of showcase you the issues I've been having with these 10-speed transmission. Okay, the car has warmed up a little bit, so I'm going to go ahead and put it in sport mode because that's where I experienced the issues. In drive, it's not as bad, but look, so I'm in first gear. Second is smooth. Third is like very jerky. Fourth was fine. 5 was also very jerky. It literally shakes the whole car up. And it only happens when I'm in sport mode, not in drive mode. I haven't tried Sport Plus, track, or drag modes. But in Sport Plus, the 3rd and 5th, without a fail, is a very harsh upshift. And then we're coming up to a light again, and we're going to try that again. But if I'm downshifting, it's going to drop to 6, drop to 5th. 5th was smooth. Like, downshifting is not a problem. When I'm downshifting the gears, it's very smooth. And, I mean, occasional jerk here and there, but nothing where it shakes the car entirely. We're actually going to go to the right here, because I might get an open road. Yep. So right now I'm in 2nd gear. 3rd was a little harsh. 4th is fine, very smooth. 5 is very jerky. I don't know if I can really capture that over the camera, if you guys can tell where the car is just shaking so bad. But this was basically back-to-back where I've tried it on both gears, or back-to-back, and it's happened twice. So with this one, it's very frequent. There are very few times where it won't do it, and maybe if I'm flooring it, then it's fine. But if I'm just kind of partial throttle in sport mode, it always does that. And right now we are at a stoplight, so I'm gonna try to gun it again and see. 2nd is fine. Oh, yep. Yeah, it did it again in 3rd and 5th gear. And you can, I don't know if you can tell on the video too, but you can see the RPM bounce too. But that's because the shake is so violent. I ended up pressing the gas because of the shake. Basically, I end up hitting the gas more than I should have. All right, so now I'm gonna try it in basically normal or drive mode. So it's in sport mode, and that's what we tried 3 times, and we got the same result. So I'm gonna go ahead and shift it back into drive, which is the normal mode. And with the normal mode, it's gonna jump from 1 to 3 and 3 to 5. That's how it's programmed. But let's see if it's going to do the same thing and a harsh upshift. So let's go. 3rd was very smooth. 5th was very smooth as well. And, going up the gears. 6th smooth. So all the upshifting in normal mode is buttery smooth. There's no issues. Even if I gun it and get to the 3rd and 5th gear, it's going to do a very smooth upshift. It only happens in sport mode where the upshifts are very jerky, unfortunately. Right, so I'm back in sport mode now. You see? You can tell, I could tell the camera shaking too. So now we've tried it multiple times. Third and fifth gear, always, without fail, it's gonna do a very harsh upshift. So I think this has to be a software issues, because if I'm flooring it, if I'm really gunning it, I don't see any issues with it. It works fine, the car drives fine. So I think it's just a software bug, which is what I had, because it was a very specific instance it would do it before that too. Where it was like every time I did downshifting from 10 is when I did it, and now it's a very specific instance too, that I am in sport mode, shifting to third and fifth, it does it. So I want to say, I'm in sport mode right now, I did it again. So I want to say it's probably software related. That's what I'm hoping for. And when I spoke to a dealership, they said 10-speed do come in their shops pretty frequently for some of the software updates, and I think there's a TSP out there as well. So I'm hoping the dealership can basically diagnose it and can easily replicate. I was able to replicate it 3-4 times without even trying hard, and it was like back to back. So dealership should be able to kind of do that. I think there was an update to 2020 model years, I want to say. So that should help basically. Currently it's still in a 2019 software update, but then from 2020 or 2021 there was a software update for these 10-speed, which actually made them shift much smoother, and it was pretty good performance wise too. So I'm hoping they can diagnose it and do a software update on my car, and I get the latest software update and I don't have to deal with it. But right now I'm still under warranty. It's less than 60,000 miles. I'm currently sitting at like 36,000 miles. So I really want to make sure. That's one of the things that has been preventing me from getting a tune, because if I get the tune and I start having transmission issues, I don't want the dealer to blame it on the tune itself, even though currently I'm bone stock and I still experience these issues, along with many Mustang owners or even F-150 owners with the 10-speed transmission. So hopefully this is squared away pretty soon and dealers able to just resolve it. They said they want me to drop the car off, they'll diagnose it and see if they can just do an update. But once that's done, if 10-speed is having no issues, I am gonna start tuning this car, and we're gonna go pretty heavy on mods. I've got a lot planned out. I just want to make sure there's no issues with the engine and transmission, and I don't compromise on the warranty. So make sure you guys stay tuned. I will post an update. I will be taking the car in this week and dropping it off. The dealership said it shouldn't take too long and maybe just a day turnaround. So I'll leave the car. Hopefully I can pick it up at the end of the day. I'll make an update video to see if the dealership was able to resolve it, or if there's maybe a bigger issue with the 10-speed transmission. It's not just software, probably something hardware related. I highly doubt it. I am pretty confident something software related, but the dealership's going to be able to tell me once they diagnose it. So I'll catch you guys in the next video where I'll have the update on the 10-speed transmission to see if it's fixed or not.